Welcome to 30 Wordy and Friendship. I'm Alia Bogdanoff.
And I'm Whitney Ensom.
And today we're going to dispel the myth about hashtag living your best life. We decided that neither of us
are living our best life right now.
We're like, really? I mean, not that we're not happy, but we're like,
there's no hashtag living your best life. I've had moments of that this year.
Yeah.
But let's just say that it's not right now.
This is not a great season.
This is not. It's cold. I feel like I'm getting sick. Do you feel like you're...
I've been sick for 3 weeks, almost a month now. And I feel like I'm kind of grumpy.
Yeah, I feel a little bit grumpy.
A lot of grumpy.
Yeah.
So we were trying to discuss some episode topics, and neither of us wanted to talk about like really good, heartfelt topics. We're like, body image, no. Empathy, no.
I don't have no empathy.
I have no empathy.
I don't like my body.
I don't want to talk about anything meaningful right now. I just want to... And then I was joking about hashtag living your worst life, and she's like, let's do it. And I was like, oh my gosh, let's do it. So this is going to be more like a conversation.
We don't want to make a new hashtag living your worst life. That's terrible.
It's terrible.
We don't want no hashtags out there, people, living your worst life.
No.
We're just going to say that we're just not always living our best life. And that's okay.
And that's actually good. That's my theory.
And I like your theory. So I want to talk about how I'm just not feeling it.
Tell us about it.
You don't even know. So it's last episode I talked about my injury. Mm-hmm. And it's been a rough recovery. I've not been able to be as active as I normally am. Been eating way too many carbs. And I often feel just really gross. And so I think what I found also being in my line of work is that I have to be, somewhat taking care of myself in order to deal with other people's difficult things that bring them into the hospital where I work. And so I think I've just been feeling like this is the off season.
Yeah, like a low.
Yeah, a little bit of a low.
Yeah. And
at first, my perspective was that there is, and I still believe this, a purpose in the the breaks, the slowing down, and I still wholeheartedly agree with that. However, I'm sort of over it.
You're over this lesson?
I'm over this lesson, and I'm like, let's go. Because
it felt like a lesson like a month ago. I remember we were talking about your injury, and you were like, yeah, God's teaching me. In this month, you're like, I am so... God, you just Lord, need to shut this off.
I just need a break from this.
Can we just be done with this lesson?
Can I go back to hashtag living my best life? Even though it's not really real. So I think it's just being... And I feel like I've been able to be authentic with people in my life. Most recently, especially. Just being like, this is rough. This is especially the holidays and my feelings about that. And just recognizing that this is just not the best season. Yeah. But there are still things to glean from it, yes. But it's okay. Maybe it's okay that I'm not living my best life right now.
Well, and I am such... Okay, so I hate this whole positive thinking trend right now. Like, I'm just going to think positively more. Okay, bull beep. Because that is not...
I wish you guys could have seen her face. It's like this really big squinty face. Like,
oh my God. I can't do it. It's just... I think to me, it's like... You cannot control the way you perceive things like that. It's not about only thinking positive. Honestly, for me, it's like, look, things are happening. Bad things are happening. Yeah. Why don't you think about those things and like process them? And why don't you get inquisitive about, why am I feeling this way? Why don't you sit down with a good friend who knows you and who can have an honest conversation with you? And maybe you're struggling through something deep and you need someone to help you through it. You know, not all bad thoughts or bad anxieties need to just be ignored. They're
worse when they're ignored. If we pretend that we're okay. I did that with a couple people recently, you included, where I was like, I'm not, this isn't my favorite day. Yeah. I'm not going to go do this thing with you.
And don't you feel better when you're like, show up and you're like, look, I'm having a crappy day. Yeah. And I just need you to be okay with me being in a crappy day. Right. And I usually laugh because I think it's funny. Because you're funnier when you're in a bad mood. You're funny normally, but you add this other set of funny.
That. It's just not filtered.
Oh, yeah, it's non-filtered sarcasm, which I think is my humor.
Right. I feel like my worst self and your best self get along.
They're best friends.
But for real though, the
Yeah.
times we're being honest, like with the people, I feel
Yeah.
like I'm able to connect with my own vulnerability, but then they can really see where I'm at and that I'm not always having it all together. Because I think I come off as like a really positive, joyful person, which is true.
Mm-hmm.
But there's times where I'm just not. And this has been a rough time of like, hey y'all, I don't have it all together and I'm not living my best life. And I find my relationships, the people that I feel the closest to, can understand that and be like, I see that you're at this place right now. Love ya. See you when you're not, keeping yourself in your home in your pajamas. And they're understanding of that. And I like that. So
Yeah, and I think for me, it's like for moms, there's like two sides. There's like the always good mom who's like, oh my gosh, everything's great. I'm going to do, self-improvement, constant. And then there's the anger, super sarcastic, and then the bitter, I drink wine every night to deal with raising my children mom, which like, I don't feel like I fall into either of those categories.
Hashtag happy juice.
Yeah, it's like, I don't drink all the time. I can't drink right now, but like, I don't drink all the time to deal with my life, but I also don't pretend like everything's okay all the time. And I think there's this nice, healthy medium where you can have really great times where you're excited about life and there's exciting things. And then you go through times where there's nothing exciting coming up. All my exciting things happened in December.
That's real.
It's all over. And right now, I'm just kind of in a time where, we're going through the daily. My husband's working out of town a lot. I'm pregnant, if you didn't know that already about me.
That's why she can't drink wine. I was going to go, tell them why you can't drink.
Tell them why. I don't drink wine.
I was going to write it on paper, and I thought I would just distract you.
No, I don't drink wine anyways. I drink martinis, pomegranate martinis.
I like
very
that
sugary.
You started to say it really soft. I drink martinis.
Don't like wine. I'm not classy. So the thing that's been different with this pregnancy than my other two is that I have like a headache all the time.
That sounds awful.
And I've had a headache for like 3 or 4 weeks now. And I didn't have that with my other two. I had more like stomach issues, and I still do not like eating when I'm pregnant. It just doesn't feel good. Pregnancy is supposed to be like this time where you gorge and everything tastes amazing, and you
put ketchup on everything.
Yes,
and you should have like ice cream.
I was so disappointed.
It's not like the movies?
It's not like the movies for me. People are always like, "What do you crave?" And I'm like, nothing. I crave not being hungry, because when I'm hungry, nothing feels good or tastes good. Everything kind of hurts my stomach a little, especially this pregnancy. Everything doesn't feel like food just doesn't feel right inside of me. So so like the joy of eating is gone for like almost a year. Anyways, I'm extremely tired. I'm more tired this pregnancy than I was my last two. So I have to nap once a day, at least for like 10 minutes just to function, which means I don't like being social as much unless people come to my house and I don't mind being around my children.
Hear that, all of Alia's friends? Just kidding.
You got to come over. And I don't have this energy to go anywhere. And when I do go places, I feel spent, and like all I can think about is going home and lying down. So it puts a big damper on this really social part of me, because part of my my joy is seeing people and being out and doing things. And when it's kind of like you're hiking. It's like when that's gone for me, there's a big kind of slump that's happening. And so I feel like my pregnancy is my injured ankle.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I can empathize.
Okay. It's just, I'm just tired. And I just want people to understand that, like, I don't dislike them anymore. I'm not being friendly. I'm just exhausted. And making plans to go out doesn't sound appealing. Like, I would be super okay with just being in every day and just only going out to do like essential little tasks. And my husband's working out of town a lot this season. He has a big job out of town, so I do a lot of nights by myself with the kids. And let me tell you, I wish I could put them to sleep at 4. Be like, it's 4 o'clock, it's bedtime. But my son has figured out
all night.
He's figured out. He doesn't say it's sunny outside. I love it, and I will not correct him. He says it's shiny. In the morning, he comes up to me and goes, "Mommy, it's shiny. It's time to get up." And that's my favorite part of the morning.
Unless it's 2 a.m.
Unless it's 2 a.m. like he did last night, and he told me it was shiny, and he was not.
He was a liar.
And I tried to get up and get ready for the day, and then I was like, wait, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. You're a liar.
Oh my gosh. Well, I think it's hard. The injured ankle, the being pregnant, and I think what I was saying earlier, I think is true for Hope, for you as well. It's like the people who love us, I think they just, if we're authentic, like, I love you, but I just can't do the adulting today or the social thing. And if I'm at the dollar store and all I want to do is go back to the couch, like today, then that's okay, I think. Or I hope. That's my hope. As I'm texting people and I'm feeling like I'm, not feeling like doing anything after all.
Yeah.
That people, or just being authentic, like, today's a hard day.
Yeah.
And the people who love me know it's not a personal thing. And it's just a season of, like, I'm just not how I was last week or whatever timing it was. And that's okay. And I'm still me. Yeah. And they can still be understanding.
What about being comfortable with other people's not okay and not trying to get them out of it?
Oh, I'm so comfortable with other people's.
Like, realizing that, sometimes people are going to go through stuff and it's not our job to, like, wake them out. Like, think of the good things. Think positively. Name 5 things you're thankful for. You'll stop feeling this way. That's what I mean. It's like, being okay. And, like, when I texted you one day when you told me you went out, I was like, you can come over and, like, literally do nothing. And you could. And you did. And we had a great time.
Yeah.
But, like, giving each other permission to just be where we are with no pressure, because the thing is, I don't have energy to have someone to put pressure on me to be in a good mood, or I'm not going to sit around and just complain, but to be in, like, a looking at the bright side kind of mood. No, I'm actually just going to talk about the things that are really on my heart and my mind that are bothering me, that I don't know what to do with.
Right. I think that's super important. I had a friend the other day text me and say, if you want me to leave food outside your door, I can do that. I don't even have to come in. And even though I didn't take her up on it, I really felt like that is what, or like you saying, come to my couch, or, people in my life who just come as you are. I think I expect more of myself. I expect to be living my best life.
Well, I'm also accepting people to leave food at my door. I like right now pizza. Just teasing.
Public service announcement. Give me food.
Leaving food at my door is also an option. I will say yes. I'm like Whitney, who said no. I will accept the food that you leave at my door.
It doesn't have to be gluten-free, dairy-free, vegetarian, organic, whatever.
I would be so nervous to leave food at your door. I would just leave some grass. Just like, enjoy your grass.
A bag of ice.
A bag of ice. Enjoy your hard water. I hope you have a good time.
Blend that grass up with some fruit.
A little smoothie of nothing.
But for real, I think that's true. We just need people to come alongside us, and we can come alongside them. I feel like we're more authentic when we're more authentic. Like, it's like a two-way thing. If I pretend like I have it all together, how do I expect people to be authentic with me?
And, like, sometimes when I'm in a bad mood, remembering that I can still be welcoming to others, and I can still welcome other people to be a part of my life when I'm not feeling it, because we all just want to, like, I don't know about you, but I want to sometimes close off and not accept anybody in and just cocoon in my normalcy. But showing somebody I don't feel good, but, like, I want you to be here and I want you to be a part of that, and I'm open to
I'm not good at that.
To you. I'm not good at, you just whisper, I'm not good at that.
I did. I'm not good at that.
You're not. You're getting better.
I'm getting better at that.
You're getting better.
I don't want people to see the dishes in my sink and the
I've seen the dishes and they're wonderful.
Thank you. I do have nice dishes. They're from, like, the 60s, my grandmother's. Anyway, they're beautiful. But really, though, I think it's just, I want so much to be that person.
Yeah.
To be able to say, here's the raw, difficult part, and, like, let people into that. I think it's hard to go from living your best life, seasons of that, to not.
But isn't this a great opportunity?
I took a really deep breath.
Alia, shut up.
No. Because I was like, oh, no.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. You can say it.
It is a good opportunity.
No, go ahead.
No, it really is. I don't feel good 90% of the time now.
Right.
And it's been a good opportunity, honestly, for me to be honest about that and talk about I don't feel good. And I'm probably, now that I'm pointing it out, I'm going to probably need to do it more. Instead of just making up excuses about why I can't be places.
Yeah, there's some really good ones out there we could make up.
The whole I have a headache, which I do.
Me.
Yeah,
I mean,
my plants
I don't think that one's going to work.
My plants need me.
What are yours? I really haven't used that one yet, but I might.
Oh, the best one a mom can do is my kids didn't sleep well last night. Which, can happen at any moment, and it just translates to, I slept nothing.
You didn't sleep well last night.
I was fine. I mean, I took a nap earlier with Nova when she fell asleep.
Yeah.
It's not that, but I think what is more is my headache is a thing I've had my whole life. Headaches are one of my weak points. For some people, it's their back, where they've had backaches, or they've had... Me, it's my head. I used to get headaches when I was a kid. And a lot. And I used to self-medicate with my mom, just gave me aspirin all the time. Anyways, so when I have a headache, it is the pain that gets me down. Yeah. It's the pain that debilitates me. Yeah. And it debilitates me emotionally as well as physically. Some people can fight through it, and I don't do headaches well. I get really, really frustrated. So, this season of my life where I have a headache almost every day, I wake up feeling anxious already that day because I have a headache. And I'm thinking, I'm not going to make it today. It's going to be a bad day. It's going to be hard.
Right.
And the days I wake up and I don't have a headache, I'm like, oh, thank goodness I don't have a headache. So there's a very emotional aspect for me with that.
So I'm not going to interview you.
No,
but
don't interview me.
I have a question.
Sure, you can ask me a
I'm
question.
going to ask myself it too. What keeps us from being okay with saying I'm just not feeling it, instead of making up an excuse about how my plants need me and how your children are tired? I don't know. I mean, what? Because we're talking about it and we're keeping it real, and we shouldn't just leave it as, well, this is what we're doing, as we're not living our best life.
You know what it is? I don't like people's candid advice.
What do you mean?
Drink more water. I'm like, shut up, you drink water.
What are you saying that invokes that? Are you saying
I just have a headache? I'm not feeling very good, and I've been having a really hard time. And they try to, when you're pregnant, people try to diagnose you a lot more. Oh well, I was pregnant with my second. If I ate toothpaste, my headache. I mean, people try to diagnose you all the time, and it's frustrating. Yeah, there's a weird thing where people eat dirt in toothpaste.
Doesn't it say on the tube not to eat? Doesn't it say not swallow?
There's pregnancy deficiencies where you crave weird things like toothpaste. I knew someone who said their stomach would hurt unless they ate toothpaste.
Pregnancy pica or something?
Yeah, or dirt. That's iron.
Oh, because that's iron, yeah.
So anyways, there's a lot.
Giving you, I thought you made that one up, and I was like, that's concerning, but it's real. But
people give me... I've been noticing lately, maybe it's a lot more to do with me. I've been noticing lately I'm a lot more sensitive to people giving me advice and or about my pregnant body or my children. Someone said that my son was shy the other day, and I got irritated with them. He's not shy.
He's not shy.
He met you 30 seconds ago. Maybe he just needs some time to adjust. He's actually a really outgoing kind of kid. Really? But I get sensitive, and I just realized it now, about people saying things that I don't agree with, and I feel like I have to combat them. Who cares? But I get sensitive. I'm just a little sensitive right now.
Right. Well, you're pregnant. So... You know what?
Well, you're pregnant.
And that's okay. I mean, it's okay, you're pregnant.
That's what my husband says about everything.
Well, it is okay.
It is weird. Well, you're pregnant. I hate that person. Well, you're pregnant.
Would you like me? I'll go. Rewind. Thank you for sharing.
You have a complicated psyche. I see that in you. You're a very complex individual. Well, you're pregnant. I'm not mad. When you're pregnant, everything is probably wrong because you're pregnant.
I don't know how to wrap that up with a bow, but I will then
don't wrap it, just leave it.
So I will say the thing that keeps me from being real is as I have said in all probably 10 episodes now, that I'm a recovering perfectionist, and that if I spent some of my life as a young person not okay with just feeling mad at the world, and so at this point it's I don't want to be a negative person. I don't want to be a sad person. I don't want to be I want to be a joyful, life-giving, truth-speaking, just beautiful person to be around.
All the time?
Oh, I would love that.
All the time?
All the time.
That sounds exhausting.
It does sound exhausting. because I keep trying and it's not working. So I
you
don't
want to
think
be
it's
like a
supposed to be.
Yoda.
I would love to be Yoda.
Oh yeah, he's always good.
Yeah, he's really not that cute. I think I'm cuter than Yoda, but I really appreciate how, he's very wise. But no, I think that would be a terrible idea. But I feel that in myself. Like
yeah,
if
the
pressure to be joyful, the pressure to be okay.
So you spent a lot of time not okay.
Right.
And so when you start to get a hint of not okay, you immediately, kind of like I was saying about my headaches, like you go back to this like oh no, it's coming.
Oh my God.
I remember this. This is the worst.
It's going down.
Yeah.
And then really it's just this temporary season of like my ankle guard. Like it's really not as terrible as it seems, but it feels like this is not right. This is wrong. It's not supposed to be this way.
Well, and you don't know how long it's going to last.
No.
Which is frustrating.
It's very frustrating.
Because there's no, like, parameters on it.
No,
and that's what used to make... I need limits on it.
I will only be sad for this amount of... Or, like, bummed out, whatever.
God's like, don't worry, it's for 25 days. You're like, I could do 25. No more.
After that, no more.
You better turn that faucet off.
Only joy after done at 25. But for real, though, it's my own expectations.
Okay, but I was mentioning earlier, we were doing our pre-notes that, and my husband is a firm believer in this, and he talks about this all the time, which I love, is that you have to have bad times, and that's when you do your best growth. Because we are not forced into growth by happy times. No. And when good things happen, we're not like, I really need to get introspective right now.
Everything's great right now.
Question what's going on and really think about what's going on with me and my reaction. Right. We question the best, and we are most open, I think, to God and to other people speaking into our lives truth when we're not doing okay.
Right.
When we're like saying, hey, I have been flying off the handle a lot and something's wrong and I don't know what it is. That's when we're really seeking help and we're open to growth, and that's when we do our best growth.
You're right.
So if we don't have, we were saying earlier, like if we don't have those, really, we don't grow at all. You can't grow on the mountaintops.
No.
It's in the valleys.
Oh, you need to put that as, is that a quote? If it's not a quote, you need to make it into a quote. We don't grow on the mountaintops, we grow in the valleys.
I think it is a quote.
It's probably a quote. I mean,
I think I heard a pastor say it. I'm not going to take credit. I really wanted to in that moment. You were looking at me like I was smart. But I think I stole it.
But I was really impressed. I thought, wow.
You can stay impressed.
I think I've heard it before.
But I'm serious. Like,
I know you're serious.
These are the times when we do the best. And it doesn't feel like growth. Growth doesn't feel like good.
No, but then we have that perspective. We look back and we're like, wow, I used to do things this way and I used to think this. And no, you're right. It's hard work to grow.
You're like, when did I come out of that? Oh, yeah, I lost my job. Or, oh, yeah, my car broke down and I had to rely on somebody. And, oh, yeah, I had to, like, there's always it's like a movie, basically. Every movie, right?
Has this thing to overcome.
And has this time where that person's life is breaking down and things are going wrong. And it compiles so much where I always think of it as like, so much of my life is compiling and going wrong that I stop relying on me or stop leaning on the things that are good to feel happy, and I start looking elsewhere, which is usually to my faith, to relationships.
Yeah.
I start
connection.
Connection.
We don't connect when we don't always connect when we're like, I'm good.
No, when you're on top of the world, you don't need it.
No, I'm alone on that mountain. I love it. I want to be on that mountain alone. I want to have hiked it up there and be. But you're right. That's the time when I don't know, because we just don't have it all together.
And that's okay.
We're just not living our best life all the time.
I don't want to anymore.
It's a myth.
I'm.
Let's lean into the pain and see the purpose. Because that's what you wrote down.
I did. I wrote that down.
The purpose and the pain. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
It's difficult to think about, those times of pain. But simple or complex pain, we grow from that.
Well, and I'm the most proudest of the most proudest. I don't know if that's a word.
It totally
I'm the most proud of the times when things were bad and I chose the right thing. I chose to do something that was high in character. But I didn't...
Healthy.
Yes, but I did it in adversity. Adversity.
I wasn't sure if you were saying anniversary.
I think I was saying anniversary.
Or nursery.
I'm glad you correct me, because people don't correct me, and I walk away knowing.
I do correct you, and I do
walk away
knowing I care about you, but it's not. It's adversity. Keep going.
And I don't. Anniversaries too. I mean, those
grow from anniversaries and nurseries.
But We don't
But
grow.
anyway.
I forgot what I was talking about.
Adversity. We grow through adversity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So
we're going through some adversity.
We're going through some
growing.
adversity. And we're growing. And we're here to say that if you are too, you know what? Quit pretending like you're fine.
Quit putting a hashtag living your best life, because it's okay if you're not. But you know what? It's okay if you are too. Because there's times where I would say, yeah, living my best life. And there was a lot of parts of this year that I felt that I was. But I'm reminded in these times of like, not really, that you're right, Alia, that those times are not always going to be there. And the growth happens when I'm not living my best life.
Yeah. And you can make it
It's
purposeful,
true.
or you can just complain.
I just sighed really loudly. Yeah. You're right. We could complain, but then
Yeah,
that's just gonna
complaining
make
is
me have a bad attitude.
Complaining is just complaining about something, but you're not open to, like, you're complaining.
Not gonna
Oh,
do
we all have
anything.
that friend who complains, and then you give them advice, and they're like, I don't want your advice, and they don't do anything with it, or
And they're
about
still
it.
unhappy.
And they're still struggling with the same things they did last year,
Yes.
which drives me crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, I thought we went over this in
I
our
gave you
makeshift
lots of
therapy
advice.
sessions
Yeah,
that I gave
created.
you. That I made up in
put
my head.
myself in that position.
I've been
to
working
give
on you
you
all
advice.
year.
Why are you
listening
working
to
on
me.
yourself?
Yeah, I'm
Why are
doing
you
all
putting
this
as much
work.
energy into yourself as I am
I'm
putting into you? Yeah.
My
That's
therapy
unhealthy.
sessions aren't working.
No. Maybe we should worry about ourselves.
Maybe we should just focus on me.
Focus on me.
Just go to my own therapy.
We are. We are going to therapy. And we've talked about that.
Yeah.
Therapy's beautiful.
This is also our last episode of the season.
Let's talk about that.
Oh.
So season 1.
Is ending.
Yes. We have learned a lot. We were talking about this earlier because we've gone from the first episode of like an interview, Alia interviewing me,
Right.
and then me interviewing Alia like the second episode or whatever.
Right. We just
and then we
interviewed
just
each
keep
other.
interviewing each other.
Yes.
And so we decided this episode to just have a conversation because we're really we're funny when we're talking to each other. We laugh at each other like
Yes.
all the time. So we
do.
thought we might as well do that.
We're super dynamic
an
when we
audience.
don't monologue, when we just talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're not going to monologue anymore.
Yeah.
We're going to have conversations and interrupt each other and have real responses instead of
That's really good.
That's true. Because we can have those, but we're going to be a little more comfortable now.
Yeah.
I can stand listening to my voice. I actually listened to the last episode.
You did,
the whole
and you
thing.
don't do that.
That's the first time I listened
always
to it.
listen to
I
them.
don't ever
No.
listen to them. It makes me uncomfortable to hear my voice and to hear the things that I've said. But I realize we're actually like, we're really smart people. Like I.
You hesitated to say that, didn't
I don't
you?
know because you told me the other day. You were like, "Wow, I gave myself some really good advice."
Yeah,
and
because we taped the episode 2 months before,
Right.
and then we didn't
Right.
post it for a while, and then I re-listened to it later, which is the first time I ever did that, and I felt like I learned from us. I was like, wow, we're pretty smart girls.
We're keeping it real. We're talking about real things, so we're gonna keep doing that.
Yes.
In season 2, we're probably gonna do some advertising, getting the word out more.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out who we are, like our branding, and you know, we're growing this thing, and we're excited about. I don't know, looking forward. We try, so I would say what we do to try to keep it the most real is we talk about things we're currently going through. And that's how we keep it authentic, is that we just sit down and we have a conversation about like what's going in our lives. And it's really funny because one of us will be like, ooh, let's talk about this topic. And the person's like, no,
I'm not
I
there.
am not there.
No.
I cannot. I'm going to cry, or it's too vulnerable for me. The only thing I can pull from is stuff I don't want to talk about. And so we do a really good job of setting up boundaries with each other.
We do.
We do. And there's usually like one topic that both of us were like, yeah, I want to, I'm there. And today it was about being in a bad mood and being okay with it. That was the one thing we could agree on.
I feel just really free. Like this is an ongoing conversation.
Yeah.
But I think if we all stop pretending that we have it all together and living our best life, then I don't know what, we'd just be all in our pajamas at home and telling people to bring us food outside of their house. But we'd be like well-rounded.
Yeah.
Just we all go through it.
Well, you said it. We would be more accepting of our low points.
Oh.
That's what you said earlier. We would accept the low points and be okay with the low points and not be so anxious about trying to figure out how to get out of them. Like, I just need to get out of this. I just need to jumpstart this bad mood. No, this bad mood is purposeful, and it's where I am, and I'm processing it. and knowing like I'm gonna get out of it.
Yeah.
I'm a smart, capable individual. I'm insightful. I'm going to get out of it. Just right now, this is where I am, and that's all right.
And I'm going to lean into my community as I go through it and be real with people and take care of myself. Because part of the self-care, like the episode we had last time about self-care and saying no, I think that ties in beautifully with this. That it's okay to say no to things and to take care of ourselves in ways that maybe aren't our normal ways of doing things, or things that we like, or things that maybe we think people will like us for, like staying at home. But I think those things are just as important as the things that keep us going, that have us live our best life.
Yeah.
So there's growth in those things too.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited.
I'm excited.
I actually feel a little better.
I do too.
Do you feel better?
I do.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I'm still where I am,
I'm,
but it's
yeah,
I feel better talking about it.
I do too.
Than before when we were just sitting cocooning about nothing, which we do a lot of. Which is wrapping yourself in a blanket and just talking about what's on your heart.
Let's let more people in.
And I could do that. I could let like 3.
Okay,
that's a
good limit. I think I'm about the same. Let's let people in. Maybe not to our physical space where they see our dirty dishes, but let people, or maybe let people in emotionally and physically. Okay. And it's okay if we're not okay. It's okay to not be okay. I have a little thing, pin for my lanyard at work.
Yeah.
And it says that, and I remind myself when I look down at it. It's okay to not be okay.
I love that. So it's okay if you're not okay too.
We'll just not be okay together.
Aw, like a little community of not okay.
We'll be okay eventually. And they'll help people who aren't okay.
Well, happy ending of season 1 to you, Whitney.
And to you, Alia. May this next season just be full of... I don't know. Be full of things.
Where were you going with that Christmas card?
Beauty.
Season bring
beauty, joy.
And happiness.
Peace. Or just real stuff.
Hey, today's the 31st of December. Do we want to send them off with the end of the year capstone?
I will allow that. You go for it. you capstone them. Go.
All right, I'm capstoning. Ready?
We'll make that into a new word.
Capstoning the end of the year.
Yeah.
I hope your next year is that you're insightful. I hope you ask questions about yourself. I hope you get curious about why you feel and think the way you do, and that you desire growth.
Yes.
And that you pursue relationships that are healthy, fulfilling, and that you challenge yourself to be a better version of who you are, and that you grow in your faith and in your relationships.
I love that so
capstone.
much. That made me really, I just feel so inspired right now. I need to write that
I told you.
I'm going to have to listen to this episode.
That is the end of our episode.
I'm really grateful for you.
Have a great time, you guys.
What a great thing. Okay,
All
we'll
right.
see you next season.
Bye.